The Saint and God's Creatures. Long ago, at the time when the first Christians were building their churches in Wales, there lived a young lad called Baglan. He worked for an old holy man who was struck by the boy's kindness and his eagerness to serve God. One day it was cold and the holy man wanted a fire in his room. So he asked Baglan to move some hot coals to make a fire, and to his surprise, the boy carried in some red-hot coals in the fabric of his cloak. When the boy had set the coals in the fire, not a bit of his cloak was burned or even singed. The old holy man knew a miracle when he saw one. "You are meant to do great works for God," said the holy man. "The time is past when you should stay here serving me." And the old man produced a crook with a shining brass handle and offered it to the lad. "Take this crook and set off on a journey. The crook will lead your steps to a place where you must build a church. Look out for a tree which bears 3 different kinds of fruit. Then you will know that you have come to the right spot." So the young man took the crook and walked southwards a long way. In time, Baglan came to a tree. Around the roots of the tree, a family of pigs were grubbing for food. In the tree's trunk was nested a colony of bees, and in the branches of the tree was a nest where a pair of crows were feeding their young. Baglan sensed that this must be the right place, but the tree grew on sloping land, which did not seem good for building, so the young man looked around until he found a nearby area which was flat, and there he began to build his church. He worked hard on his first day, digging the foundations and building the first walls, and he slept well after his labors. But in the morning he was dismayed to see that the walls had all fallen down and water was seeping to the foundation trenches. So the next day he worked still harder and raised the walls stronger and higher than before. But when Baglan awoke the next morning, again the walls had been flattened. He tried once more, putting still greater effort into making his building strong. But again the walls were laid low, and Baglan began to despair of ever finishing his church. Baglan kneeled down to pray. Then he sat down to think. Perhaps he was not building in exactly the right place. So he moved his site nearer the tree, for the holy man had told him to build where he found the tree with 3 fruits. Straight away, things began to go better. The pigs, rooting with their snouts, helped him dig out the new foundations. The bees gave him honey, and even the crows offered him crusts of bread that they have scavenged. And this time Baglan's work was lasting, so he built and built until his walls surrounded the old tree, leaving windows for the pigs and bees, and a hole in the roof for the birds to fly in and out. As a result, his church looked rather unusual, but he knew that it was right. The young man kneeled down and prayed to God in thanks, and when he finished his prayer, he saw that all the animals, the pigs and the bees and the crows, had all fallen still and silent, as if they too were thanking God that the work was completed. After that, Baglan was always kind to the animals and taught others to show kindness to them also. His crook may have been a holy relic that guided him to the tree, but even it could be used to scratch the back of a great boar. Good night, everybody. Take your medicines. Go to sleep.